When the 2023-2024 season of the Premier League finished, you thought Chelsea have done remarkably well. They are building towards something. They finished in Europa League spot but ended up in the Europa Conference League thanks to an sort of an improbable win by Manchester United in the FA Cup against Manchester City of had till February March. But since then, it seems as if that Chelsea have been hell bent on shooting themselves in the foot. Ever since then, the kind of decisions that they have taken, the things that have gone around the club have, defied logic and a lot of things basically. So we will talk about those. First of all, they got rid of Mauricio Pochettino and brought in Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca, who was Pep Guardiola's assistant for a long time. In his only management experience had been, getting Leicester promoted. A Leicester side that was brimming with talent, and anything other than automatic promotion from the championship would have been failure. And the jury is still out on Enzo Maresca and how he does in the Premier League in the upcoming 2024-2025 season. And if the Premier League pre-season of Chelsea is anything to go by, the first two games, it has been an absolute disaster. They drew 2-2 with the League One side Wrexham, newly promoted to League One, and they were hammered, absolutely hammered by Celtic of Glasgow 4-1, and dearie me, what a poor performance. So Enzo Maresca, that makes it six managers since Clear Lake Capital, who are led by Todd Boehly and Vedad Iqbali. These are the two people who are running the club, and it has been really poor mismanagement. Poor management, mismanagement, whatever you want to call it. So apart from Mauricio Pochettino, who moved on, Chelsea have had Thomas Tuchel, Frank Lampard, Graham Potter, Bruno was in charge for a game, and then Mauricio Pochettino, of course, was there as well. So these are the managers that they have had. In addition to the all the management chaos, the transfer window has been an absolute circus at Chelsea, and the kind of players that they have been bringing in have been a far cry from what they actually need. Looking at their transfer window this summer, the kind of players that they have brought in, Tosin Adebayo and Keenan Dewsbury Hall. Adebayo from Fulham, and Keenan Dewsbury Hall from Leicester City are two players that remotely look like first team players, and even those two under Roman Abramovich, when Roman Abramovich was the owner of the club, they wouldn't have even made the bench, and these two look like remotely first team signings. And apart from that, players that have come in include Ricardo Vega, Mark Guyu, and some other youngster, Omari Kellyman. So this is far cry from what Chelsea need. To me at least, I can speak for myself. I have an opinion. Chelsea are becoming a basket case. Basically, they are becoming a selling club. They are buying in youngsters so that they can sell for profit. You look at the players that they brought in. Enzo Fernandez, we'll get to him later as well. Enzo Fernandez, 100 million. Mikhailo Mudryk, not sure if it's 100 million euros, pounds, or whatever. Mikhailo Mudryk, Nicholas Jackson, Christopher Nkunku has been injured, Malo Gusto. So these are some of the players that have been brought in. The centre halves, Axel Disasi, Benoit Badiashile. These are the kind of players that have been brought in, who just don't look like Chelsea style players from the last 20 years. It's just beggars belief for what Chelsea have been doing. I was watching a show by a Chelsea fan and a renowned YouTuber, and he said the directors of football, one of them has a degree from Liverpool Polytechnic, and what is he doing in the Chelsea boardroom, or like having an influence on, may not be part of the boardroom, but having an influence on who comes in, who goes out. So these are the people who are deciding which players to come in, and then the players are sold for profit. And if PSR rules are not met, they are, I mean, selling hotels to themselves, doing all sorts, selling women's team to themselves for a extortionate amount. What seems like there's a women's team whose revenue is 9 million, and last year that made a loss of 4 million. So that's how it looks like they'll be getting by. And apart from that, there is they've sold players like Lewis Hall. There's news that Conor Gallagher might be sold. Trevor Chalobah, it looks like, will definitely be heading out of his way from Stamford Bridge. So there is a lot of going on, and on top of that, there has been a big controversy as well. With the Enzo Fernandez as well. He was, seen singing songs about Africans at France in France team or something like that. Although he has apologized profusely, but I'm not sure if his Chelsea teammates have forgiven him or not. But yeah, we'll see how that affects the dressing room camaraderie even, and we'll wait and find out how that goes. Enzo Fernandez, who has struggled to live up to his transfer price. That's not his fault, but he's been poor so far. Moises Caicedo has been poor so far. So all these things are affecting Chelsea. And last year, when Mauricio Pochettino was doing so well at the back end of the season, it was all more or less down to Cole Palmer. And let's see if he can continue his good form. He was terrific for England at the Euros. I hope for Chelsea's sake that he does continue his form. But to me, it appears that Chelsea are becoming a basket case, and I'd be really surprised if Chelsea finished in a European spot this season, because there's just far too much going on at the club, and I'll be shocked if they had a good season. Do let me know in the comments what do you think will happen at Chelsea, and if you are a Chelsea fan, are you happy with what's going on at Chelsea? So take care.